All right.
Here we go. Now, let's set the table.
With this
We got 2 teams left.
16
and number 1.
Number 1. So what do you want to open first?
Well, let's talk about the 2 teams.
Okay.
We've got 2 teams still left on the board.
Slobber Knockers.
We've got the Slobber Knockers, and we've got the Gothenburg Vikings. So let's talk about the Gothenburg Vikings first. Okay, Gothenburg Vikings are managed by Mr. Marcus Brunander, as we say in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
He is our first international participant in the LoOG, as he resides in Gothenburg, Sweden, which I can attest is a very nice place.
Beautiful this time of year.
Beautiful this time of year.
So,
it's his first year in the league. He's one of the 5 rookies in the LoOG this year.
Yeah.
And picking first, since he will not be able to attend a draft, would really help him out quite a bit.
Yeah.
If he could set his pre-draft rankings and know exactly who's number 1 star going to be, that would be a great benefit.
And I think everybody knows Chris Johnson.
Yes.
From
who's Chris Johnson?
Tennessee Titans.
Like I said, I'm prepared this year.
He's prepared. He's ready to go. So let's find out who's 16.
Let's find out who's 16. I'm gonna open up number 1. Oh no, wait! Before we got to talk about Slobber Knockers. The Slobber Knockers are I think they came into the league 2 years ago. This is their third year in the league, and they are managed by David. You have to help me with the last name. Jarmo.
Yes. And
he's always a fun competitor.
Yes, and his best
great.
Best finish is 6th so far, twice in 2008 and 2009.
So you have number 16. I have number 1.
Marcus is going to be happy.
Marcus is number 1.
Marcus with the first pick in the LoOG. So now, Marcus, I'm going to give you some helpful hints right now. You got to take kickers off the board early. Big points from the kickers. So take some advice from me. Nab first, probably one to 4 rounds. You're going to want to take kickers.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
And that means Slobber Knockers. You're drafting 16th and 17th
in the basement.
So you're going to get a second and a third string receiver probably. So, but
right.
That's it.
That's quite fun. All right, so let's talk a little bit now about Rivalry Week.
Indeed.
So now we know who's all in the LoOG this year. So at Rivalry Week, I think this year is going to be week 11 or week 12. I don't know. It's going to be down the road a bit. But here we go. So the first Rivalry Week bowl game will be the Chubby Funsters playing Prestige Worldwide in what we're calling the Brothers from Another Mother Bowl.
Yes. And for those of you not in the know, Tom and Brooks are stepbrothers.
Half brothers.
Whatever. They're related. That's the point. Not related as closely as the Kitchell brothers, but we'll get to that later.
Why don't you announce what's going on with the Kitchells?
Speaking of later, here we are. The Kitchell brothers will be playing in the Rivalry Week game. That's a tongue twister. Their bowl game will be called the Mother's Love Bowl. So obviously they'll be playing for their mother's love.
Touching.
So the loser, out of the will. That's how it breaks. So Brandon, Kevin, tighten up that chin strap in week 11. You got to go for blood.
Excellent. The next bowl coming up will be the F-Bombers versus Sugar Hill Gang in what we're calling the Ginger Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We're calling it the Ginger Bowl because these are both red-headed broads.
Mm-hmm.
And what else would you call it?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Really?
They're gingers.
Yeah.
It's the Ginger Bowl.
The next bowl we have, the Soul Bowl, which will feature Team Evil and Team Jesus. Kind of self-explanatory.
It's going to be a bowl of biblical proportions.
Good versus evil. It doesn't get bigger than that.
No.
Very exciting.
Unless you're talking about the Svaria Bowl, which is going to see the Gothenburg Vikings squaring off against, was it Reluctant Lobster?
Religious Lobster? Responsible Lobster.
Responsible Lobster. Jay, what's with the names this year?
Jay, who's also known as the Swedish Dwarf by many of his friends, is a deep Swedish heritage. So, it's going to be New World versus Old World type of thing.
I like it.
Which is going to be very good. So, me see. I wrote down the ones that I was going to do. And,
I know.
And then you did 3 of mine.
Sorry.
Yes.
We rehearsed this for hours.
This is going to be good. And
you want to talk about that one?
The Planet Fitness Bowl. It's our corporate sponsored bowl. Planet Fitness will be shelling out $8. They're going to deduct it out of my paycheck and Derek's. So
it's going to be you and Derek.
It's going to be me and Derek. So Ray Finkel's boys versus Sterling Archer. And again, this is a big game. This is a lot's on the line. You know, the pride of Planet Fitness. As far as I know, Derek has never won a fantasy league of any variety. He's horrible at them. He sucks, and I'm going to kick his ass when rivalry week comes.
Excellent. Okay, and the next bowl will be the Motorboating Bowl, which will see the Smithfield Slugs take on the Slobber Knockers. We chose the Motorboating Bowl because Scott Gardner is really, really into motorboats. And if you don't know what Slobber Knockers are, just go into Urban Dictionary and look it up. And it's kind of self-explanatory.
It's similar to motorboating. There's a lot of bands.
And finally, last and least, and I... this is just kind of how the cookie crumbles,
I'll let you explain this one.
We got the Stepdads versus Plain Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
This is Stacy versus Jay and Jay Cotta, not Jay Woodstrom.
No.
And
Woodstrom's gonna have his hands full. He's an amputee. It's a rough year for Jay. He's anyway.
So we're calling this bowl between Stacy and Jay Cotta the Toilet Bowl, because these two teams have struggled in the past, and we don't feel like there's a lot on the line on this bowl.
No.
Sorry.
But it's going to be week 11, so honestly, there could be. We don't know right now.
They could be undefeated. Both of them going into it.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
So I think the only thing we have left to do now that we've announced all the bowl games is to announce the names of the 2 divisions.
And I don't even know that.
So this is coming as a surprise. What we're doing is I sent out a survey to all the participants in this year's LoOG asking for suggestions.
Indeed.
And I've selected the winning entry, which was submitted by Alyssa Hill. We're going with... Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Saved by the Bell and Charles in Charge are our new division names.
Oh. Scott Baio.
Yes.
And Slater.
Feast your eyes.
Mario Lopez.
I was thinking more Screech, but whatever.
It's whatever.
It's all good.
Whatever blows wind up your skirt.
So there you have it. Any thoughts?
I'm excited. I'm drafting in the middle, so it's kind of where I want to be. I should get a couple decent players in the first couple rounds, and then after that, it's just knowledge, baby. So, for those league rookies, do your homework, and, maybe you can come out on top and be a champion. Oh, a 2-time champion.
Oh.
Like me one day.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Hey, you know what? I forgot to bring my bobblehead trophy.
Oh, next time. I'm sure we'll be back to analyze the draft after it's been executed.
A full breakdown. I'll have Mel Kiper Jr. with us.
We'll give out draft grades to each team, and that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So until then, thanks for joining us this evening on the 2010 LoOG Pre-Draft Selection Special. I'm your host and commissioner, Tom Offen.
This has been LoOG Center, and I'm the reigning champion, I guess. Jeff Rose. I'm the man to beat.
Good night and good luck. That's good.
Yeah. I think